Happy Waggin Tails Wednesday, everybody. I'm Devin O'Day, and we've got a show today. We're going to go to Portland, Tennessee, a place to bark. My friend Bernie Berlin has a very cool before and after story. I love the afters. I love the good, happy ever afters. And we're going to talk about what's new at the zoo, and we've got how to avoid tax scams. But first, we're going to start with our daily giggle, and our daily giggle is brought to you by our friends at 50 Forward, who are encouraging you to be a part of the new study, the research study from the National Institute of Health. Go to joinallofus.org/50forward to sign up so that you can be counted. And our first guest in our daily giggle, I'm going to get a little clip of him at the Huckabee Show. He is hysterical. We are going to meet Moody Molavi just in a moment.
Thank you. Thank you very much. My name is Moody. It is a nickname like happy, sad, angry, glad. It's basically just a name I've had in the South. I've grown up in the South because people can't pronounce my real name, which is Mahmoud Molavi. I was born in Iran, and that's the welcome I normally get. So
we're going to get a little bit better welcome. Moody, welcome to our show. It's so good to have you.
سلام حالا چطوری شما خوبه؟ Oh wait, we're in. This is wrong. Sorry.
Yes.
How you doing?
It's for me. It's Lebanon at the Wilson Post office, and it's like I always say, no, it's not Lebanon. That's a different place.
Actually, I teach people to pronounce it Lebanon, like
Lebanon,
and I'll meet people in Lebanon. I'm like, oh, so you're from Lebanon? I'm like, no, man, it's Lebanon. I'm like, is it also Lafayette?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Lafayette. And I'm like, oh my goodness, we've been doing it wrong all this time. And I get like another one of notch. Got it. I feel like a World War II ace fighter pilot. I'm like, I got me another one.
You are so funny. Was it always your dream to be a stand-up comedian?
Well, when we got to the States, it was, yeah.
He was born in Iran. I mean, that's talk about a culture shock. Now, how did your mom and your dad meet?
Mom was a nurse, and Dad was an orthopedic surgeon. She was doing her nursing school at Baroness School of Nursing at Erlanger in Chattanooga, Tennessee. And he was finishing up his residency in Chattanooga at Erlanger. And they had a lot of shifts together, I think, in the ER. They fought all the time, and they figured, hey, we should probably do this at home.
Well, and naturally you go from that into stand-up comedy, right?
Well, it wasn't real natural. I didn't start it until I was like 35. Yeah, I think I was 35 when I first started. I wanted to. So when we got here, I was like 6 years old, and they my mom put us in Lutheran school in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Yeah, the height of Comedy Central, right there, Lutherans. Great.
Well, first off, we came to the States in 1981. So Mom, in her infinite wisdom, brought three Iranian boys to the South in 1981 during the Iran hostage crisis. So it was interesting.
Oh wow!
Here in the States hated us because we're Iranian, and people in Iran hated us because we're American, and so as a 6-year-old, you're always trying to figure out how to keep people from, kicking you around like a little kickball. So when we came to the States, Mom put us in this school, but none of us passed. I've got 2 older brothers, and I'm the youngest and definitely the biggest. And I like to think that the other 2 were delicious. So, anyway, we tried to do the entrance exam, and we failed horribly because the entrance exam for that school was based on, white Southern Americana culture, not Iranian culture. We had no idea what any of the questions really referred to. The admissions lady said, listen, we have this with all our foreign students. So I was a foreign student, y'all. Check this out. Imagine this voice, man, foreign. And so the lady goes, do you all have cable? And my mom says, I don't even know what that is, because she moved to Iran in 1964. Here we are back in 1981. And she's like, I don't even know what any of that means. We were renting a house in East Ridge, Tennessee, on what's called the Ridge, Missionary Ridge. The man who rented us his house was gone to the University of Cambridge, I think it was.
Yeah.
Do his master's, and he said, she said, can I get cable and put it in your house? He said, as long as it's gone before I get back, we don't do any TV at the house and whatever. So mom purchased every channel, and at 6 years old, I was exposed to Eddie Murphy, and I thought that was awesome. That would never fly in Iran. Like, we never saw any of these. You know, back then the accent was a bit different. You know, so this comes from Cracker Barrel. I'm basically an Iranian trapped in a Cracker Barrel body.
That's a whole culture lesson right there. Is Cracker Barrel, right?
There are so many different things. Yeah, mom was Methodist, dad, or she's still Methodist, and dad was Muslim. He's passed on, but and I became Baptist. So if you want to make two people mad from two different religions for the exact same action, it's their child becoming a Baptist.
Yeah, that can cause a rift in any family. I know. Yeah. As a Baptist myself, I get it.
Yeah.
Well, you entered a contest back just to kind of get you your first start. Was it kind of on a whim or usually there are friends involved that kind of goad you into doing something. How did you end up in this contest?
So the first contest I was in was called the Southeastern Funny Person Search. These contests are just basically for comedy clubs to get more income on off days like Wednesdays. So they make them go all year long. Mm-hmm. I had got into vaudeville acting as a joke, and then I ended up doing like 88 shows that first year. One of the other actors came in, and his name was Joe, and he came up to a friend of mine, and Tyler and I were backstage, and he said, "Man, how come you didn't come out to the contest? I was out there, and I got fourth." And we're like, "Well, we were just on stage doing our own show, but whatever." He said, that I think I'm going to win it the next time I go. And Tyler and I looked at each other and said, "Man, if Joe's going to win this, we could probably kill." Joe ain't real funny. So I started studying, and I'd go every Wednesday and I'd watch and see what they were doing, and I'd take notes, and I learned every time someone was vulgar or used cuss words, like just repetitively, just the judgment from it, because it was like American Idol or whatever. The judges would all say, "Why would you do that? They didn't have any context. Why would you continually just say all the F words and the variations?"
Yeah, right.
It's really one F word, just lots of different combinations.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, so that's interesting. If it doesn't hold context, then don't do it because it seems hacky. And I was like, okay, cool. So I'm taking down all these notes. And I put my name in the hat, and they said, "We don't have any more openings." I said, okay, well, I tried doing this. And then they said, "Hey," I got a call from the booker. His name was Wade Cardwell. And he said, "I've got one opening. We're going to let 21 of y'all battle it out on Sunday and see if you can get onto the main contest." And my wife and I were like, "Wow, I can't believe now we actually have to do it." It's like the dog chasing the car. And, you're holding on to the bumper like, I don't know what to do now. So I wrote about what I knew, which is what I learned by going there and watching these guys. I wrote about my dad. I wrote because he's like this Iranian Mr. Magoo, and like he would say stuff like, "Let's go to King Burger and get the Big Mac or Mac Big," like just that kind of stuff. So I started thinking about what I could do in that regard because I thought that was funny.
Real life.
Yeah. So we go there, and they go, "Who wants to pull the curtain?" Like, I don't even know what that means. Like, who wants to go first? Like, okay, lingo. All right. Super nervous. And they said, "Okay, so you want to go first?" I said, "Yeah, let's just get this over with." And so I go and I do this. I think it was 3 minutes. It was 3 minutes of just as much as I could throw out there as I could. And I get done. I thank him, and I jump off stage like, no, now you got to get judged. I'm like, oh, it's like my mom all over again. So they're all just this one lady, Quincy Kaler. She said, "Have you ever done stand-up before?" I said, "No, this is the first time." And I'm like, "Wow, okay, well, that's different. I would not have expected that." I said, "All right, well, cool." And so they give me their judgments and stuff, and then we had to wait literally 3 hours to go through 21 contestants because they had intermissions on other stuff. And then at the end, I won, and I was like, "How did I win?" Nobody wins from first place. Everybody forgets that person.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Wow, I couldn't believe it." So Kelly and I get in the truck, shut the doors. We're graciously accepting the win, and Kelly and I are in the truck, and we shut the doors and we just scream like, "I can't believe that just happened!" So that's how it started. And then they put me in the big contest, and I ended up third out of 77 people. And then I just started showing up every week at that comedy club. There was Comedy Catch in Chattanooga, and if they had a spot, I would go up, and I just did that for a while. And ended up being their house MC for 3 years, and then started doing it professionally in 2015.
Well, you are hilariously funny, but I love how real you are. And you take things that probably, and I think some of the best comedians take the things that might have been barbs or hurts or pains from the past, like being a 6-year-old kid of Iranian descent in the South.
Yeah.
In the 80s. That could be very hard, but it makes you have a thick skin, and either that or it kills you. But I mean, you came out of it with some funny observations, and making people laugh has been the greatest defense people have used for years. And thank you. Thank you for making us laugh. Where can we find more about you? And please come back and see us again.
Oh, absolutely. Well, my website is moodymolavi.com. If you don't know how to spell it, I'm sorry. I made it as simple as I could because it's really Mahmoud, but Moody, MOODYMOLAVI.com. I do lots of corporate and church stuff. And what's fun about the corporate gigs is a lot of corporate people that want to do a comedy a bit inside their conference. They really don't even want to do the MC work. I'm like, I'll do it all. Let me MC your whole thing. Invite me to the after the social stuff in the evening. Introduce me to people that you want me to learn about, and if I feel like I can fold them into the icebreaker on the final day, then I'll do what I can. But it's an all-inclusive package. It's probably my favorite thing to do.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, who represents you on the corporate level? Because there's somebody watching right now, because we're live on LinkedIn as well. And so if you're like, are looking for some entertainment, MC, whatever, all in one package, Moody is your guy. Where can they get in touch with you?
They can go right to that website, moodymolavi.com, and we'll get it all working. I just finished working a deal for a fundraiser that we're doing in July. And we also have another fundraiser. I do want to bring this up. March 4th is actually at my church, The Rock, which is River Oaks Community Church in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. It is their annual fundraiser where they do all the stuff. Like they raise the money for all their missions for the year there. And they have all sorts of cool things. So they do this kids camp that they do every summer, and it's so many kids and so many people volunteer for it, but it really is a sports camp. But they speak the gospel to these kids. They show the gospel to these kids, and that's what that fundraiser is all about. And that can be found at therock.com and look for Share the Love. That's what that one's called. I love doing fundraisers. I've got my own 501(c) that we're trying to build called We Got You, and if you have me on again, I'll be more than happy to jump into that and talk to you.
Okay, well, real quick, because I did hear a little bird told me about this. Can you tell people what your cause is?
Okay, so what Kelly and I are trying to do is build something called We Got You. It's instead of looking at foster care for children, it's looking at foster care for the mother and the child. Do everything possible to remove as many obstacles as possible to allow the mother to raise her own child. Unplanned pregnancies happen, and there are so many stressors out there. Not having transportation to get to doctor's visits, prenatal visits, getting prenatal vitamins, getting education, and going to classes to be prepared. And then even after the baby's born, how are they going to handle all that stress and being able to lean back on a group, and that's what the We Got You would be about. I don't want to create all new entities. What I want to do, my forte is putting people together. So that's what I do as a professional in the IT world. I find people that can do this, and I find people that need this, and put them together. And that's what I want We Got You to do.
Yeah.
And
you're one of God's conduits.
Well, so I'm a huge fan of showing the gospel and not speaking it.
Oh, amen. That'll preach. That'll preach right there. That'll preach. Well, Moody, you have blessed my day. So thank you so much for your time. And please come back again, would you?
I would love it. All
right. Well, if you got kids, you got grandkids, you're going to want to go to the zoo. Dino Trek is on the way. Talk to you later, Moody. Bye.
Thank you.
It's time for our daily yummy, and for that, we're going to head back to Murfreesboro.
Y'all, I cannot wait for this place to open right here. Penne Pazze, which in layman's terms, to us non-Italian speaking folks, means basically crazy good Italian food. So it's actually crazy good pasta, is from what I was told anyway. Penne Pazze is set to open up spring of this year in the Fountains of Gateway. I haven't heard an actual definitive date yet because they want to make sure everything goes perfect on the opening. So if they have to push the date back a little bit, they will. So spring 2023. But if y'all haven't seen this place, they opened in Nashville, their first location. This is going to be their second location. The food looks crazy good, hence the name Penne Pazze. It looks incredibly good. The owner, his name's Ronnie Stark. He was born to an Italian family, was raised in Israel, went to law school, all kinds of stuff, decided to scrap law school to open up an Italian restaurant because that's his true passion. The food looks incredibly good, like I said. They grow their own yeast for the dough, which they make the pasta and the pizza fresh daily. So, I mean, it just looks incredible. So, actually, I'm going to stop there and let Mr. Ronnie Stark himself update you a little bit. So, here's a little clip from the owner, Ronnie Stark.
Hi, my name is Ronnie Stark. I'm Penne Pazze founder and owner. We started Penne Pazze almost 3 years ago because we wanted to bring an authentic Italian cuisine experience to the Nashville market. Penne is a type of pasta. Pazze means craziness because we are crazy good Italian cuisine. Gotta do things that makes you feel passionate. After I graduated law and business school, I didn't want to be a lawyer. I decided I'm gonna wake up in the morning doing something that gonna makes me happy and bringing people together, feed them great food, make like fun moments, fun memories, including people and food. That's my passion. That's what I love to do.
Ooh, there's so many good things happening. So many good things happening in the borough. There's also so many bad things happening when it comes to tax season. Here's how to avoid some of the tax scams going on right now.
Thieves are constantly working to steal people's identity and personal data so they can use it to fraudulently file tax returns and claim refund money that isn't theirs. Remember to check out irs.gov/scams for more information and tips on avoiding scammers. Here are a few things you should know so you don't fall victim to these scams. First, the IRS won't initiate contact with you by email or over social media to request personal or financial information. Second, the IRS also doesn't send text messages offering things like tax relief, tax credits, or help setting up an online account. Third, look out for fake emails or websites pretending to be the IRS. Don't click links you cannot trust. Fourth, phone scams impersonating the IRS often threaten taxpayers with things like arrest and deportation. Remember, the IRS does not leave pre-recorded urgent or menacing messages, nor will we demand immediate payment by gift card. Finally, remember the IRS initiates most contacts through regular mail delivered by the U.S. Postal Service. However, there are times when the IRS will call or come to a home or business. Even then, you'll generally first receive several letters from the IRS in the mail. If you believe you've been contacted by a scammer, Visit irs.gov/scams for details on how to turn them in.
Hockey in Music City just hits different. It's one big honky-tonk party. It's the sea of gold in the crowd. The goals, the saves, the celebrations. It's an experience like no other. Don't miss a minute of the action this season. Visit NashvillePredators.com/tickets to get your seats today. That's NashvillePredators.com/tickets. And we'll see you at Bridgestone Arena.
We've got some exciting plans with Main Street and the Predators working together, and it's going to benefit you. Yeah, can't wait for that. Well, we're going to do a little motivational moment by going to Portland, Tennessee. My friend Bernie Berlin has had an organization there for a really long time called A Place to Bark. And she was at the point where 2020 happened. Everything started to shut down more and more and more. Donations almost quit. It just was really tough. And this young lady, a little girl, decided to change things for the organization. And she talked to her mom and said, hey, I've got this money in my piggy bank, and I want to give this to Miss Bernie for A Place to Bark. Well, people saw it and they decided, we want to get involved in this. And because of her and her little $27 and people matching her $27, those $27 is added up. And here's the story in our motivation moment.
Hi everybody, I'm leaving an adoption event, and if you're in the Nashville area, please tune in tonight to Channel 5 News. We'll be on the 6 o'clock news. The story is about A Place to Bark and a little girl named Lila who helped A Place to Bark with her $27.25 out of her piggy bank. She helped raise $1,001.11. So we can pay our spay and neuter bill this month. There are lots more, and we have 2 orthopedic cases coming that those are going to be very expensive. Some dentals and some other things, plus your everyday shelter costs and transport costs. But it's a lovely, lovely story. And really, it's been really hard months. My body is worn out. I've been having some health issues, and I'll still smile. I just know it hasn't been easy, and it's been really taxing, but a little girl like this brings forward a lot of miracles, so I'm grateful. I'm really grateful for everybody who donates, and I hope you'll enjoy the story. If you can't find it or you don't see it, I'll make sure as soon as I get a link, I'll post it. All right. I'll be back with you soon.
Well, Bernie is a dear friend of mine, and you can find that story, newschannel5.com, and the story of this little girl. But I love it when there's stories about the dogs that get help. This little, and Bernie goes in and takes the ones that are most likely to either pass away or they have health problems. They're the special ones.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Now, this is the day that this little baby girl was brought home from the shelter. Brought to this bark.
You remember I promised you some hair for Christmas? So I promise your hair will grow back. All that hair that's down the drain will grow back. We're having a medicated bath right now. This poor thing. But, this is what happens. We get these dogs, and they look amazing after, but, every Everybody deserves a second chance.
That little dog, you can go to A Place to Bark on Facebook and follow that little dog. She had a type of mange, and they called Bernie in. She took her and started working with her, and she is absolutely beautiful. That was at Christmas, so the afters are great, and she always does great follow-ups. There's some very interesting follow-ups that you'll find with A Place to Bark. There was one that I thought, I just don't know if this dog is going to make it. And it happens all the time. Bernie finds these great animals and turns them into just love stories. So A Place to Bark, look for the hashtag A Place to Bark. Use your smile to change the world. Don't let the world change your smile. Amen. Hallelujah. That is what we're talking about today. Well, you guys have joined us. A big shout out. I got to do my shout outs before we get out of here. We've got Corinne bracing for another weather event up in Buffalo. Be careful. Be careful. Gina's with us and Steve is with us. Elizabeth. Mona is with us. Michelle. And let's see. Angie's with us today too. You guys, I love when you join us. We have so many stories and we don't have time for all of them. So we're going to move some more till tomorrow. But I will say that there's some new stuff that we didn't get to do yesterday. And I want to share this particular one. Oh, let me find it. I know it is right here. There's some new music coming out. And I know you're going to recognize this guy. He's from Mississippi.
Hey, yeah, so hearing that old chain creaking, rocking so easy, you and me go dreaming, swinging on a porch swing. Porch swing's out now. Hope you like it. Hey.
Taylor, thank you so much for letting us know. He's from American Idol. Everybody remembers him, and he's fantastic. Let me see. Oh, and Gloria Anderson from our Backstage Nashville group. She's got something new too.
The Radio Sobro Spotlight. Gloria Anderson is a Carolina-born, predominantly Texas-bred Nashville singer-songwriter and proud Belmonter who just released her fourth single just days ago on New Music Friday. Yes, it's only her fourth, and yet it sure feels like when you first hear a new song by one of your lifelong favorite artists. It is that polished and comfortable with a kind of instant familiarity. So you see, she really is the girl next door who always has a story to tell. This song, in fact, is her story, brought to life with co-writers Daniel Kim Etheridge and Natasha Myers, and produced by Zach Mano. This is Lighthouse. And it's the first of two in a row we want to play for you from Gloria Anderson on Radio Sobro.
I love it when an artist gets to hear their song on the radio, and that just makes me smile, makes me feel good. So Gloria Anderson, and that's brand new. She's one of our Backstage Nashville girls. Whew, we got a lot going on in every show. Stay tuned tomorrow, Throwback Thursday. We're going to throw back, we're going to throw forward, and we're going to throw things up in the air and catch them again. Be safe, be kind, and remember, most of all, you are loved. Have a great rest of your day.
We are home, we are family. We are things to do and places to see. Mom and pops, local grown, small business Saturdays. We are Main Street, Main Street, Main Street. We are your Main Street today.